Today, I'm watching the Twilight Zone Season 1, Episode 36. The previous episode was about this baseball team, and Casey the robot comes in as a star pitcher and keeps winning and winning until, he ends up getting a heart and then is so compassionate for the other teams he doesn't want them to lose and starts feeling bad and decides to pursue a career in social work, leaving baseball. This episode we know is about this writer, and Rod Serling might make a guest appearance because he's also a writer and kind of alluded to that in the previous episode. So I'd be very curious to see him on screen, acting. And obviously he's written a ton of Twilight Zone episodes as well. But he mentioned it's about this oddball writer character. So yeah, very curious to see where we're going to go in this episode. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Think of me instead.
Don't I always?
And I like, Rod Serling writing and being a writer and having a character as a writer as well is always interesting.
Perfect, as always.
Are you describing yourself, Mr. West?
Are they not together? Oh, is this his mistress? Oh my, okay. It's like, why is she calling him by his first name? Oh my.
And the final ingredient, Mrs. Gregory West.
Yep, there we go. Because I was like, whose wife is calling them, Mr. West? Like, what's going on? She's gonna come home. You're busted.
I hope I'm not interrupting you.
She obviously saw from the window. Like, she knows something's going on, obviously.
Kiss you.
What are you doing with the scissors?
Well, I didn't expect you to...
Okay, and where'd she go? Yeah, she's like, I know what I saw from the window, but where'd she go?
How come you're home so early, dear? Didn't you like the movie?
No, not very much.
Yeah, she's like, let me check behind here. Like, where could she be? She knows she's in there somewhere.
I'd come home early.
She's obviously seems suspicious. Like, this is probably not the first time.
I just thought I'd see if your room needed to be cleaned.
I don't think so.
Is she hoping for, like, a trapped wall or something? Like, yeah.
You wouldn't by any chance have a secret door in here, would you?
She's fully convinced. She's not hiding it at all. She's like, where's your mistress?
Well, now, what on earth would I want with a secret door in here?
Yes, whatever on earth for.
Cheating on your wife, perhaps?
Window, only a moment ago, right here.
You were?
Yes, I was.
And how they can't see each other's expressions, but it's like he knows what she saw.
I thought I saw a woman in your arms.
Care to explain, Gregory? As she's like clutching her pearls. Ah ha ha ha! Evil laugh. Ah ha.
Peasant skirts. But the funny thing was that she handed you a drink.
Ah ha ha! This is hilarious. It's giving Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. That's what I'm getting.
Possibly be interested in such a drab, ugly little creature.
Well, she's not so drab.
Wow, he's just admitting it. Yeah, busted.
Did you? I must be alone to work, you said. The great and famous playwright. The great and famous philanderer.
Oh, good luck explaining this. Yeah, good luck.
Name?
Mary, but that doesn't...
Mary, how common.
Oh, now, Victoria, please, Victoria, just sit down here and listen to me.
I don't know how he's getting out of this one. She seems very mad, and obviously he's been suspicious.
They will not accept anybody's... They become so strong that sometimes they take over the whole story.
Is he saying this character came to life? What?
No matter what I had planned for him, he balked. He refused. He wouldn't accept any of my decisions.
They have a life of their own? Is that what he's saying? Okay, interesting.
Philip Wainwright walked in through that door.
He's lost the plot. He's having hallucinations? What's going on?
In that chair. Alive, real flesh and blood man.
What? How? How is that possible?
What are you doing?
She's like, I need to call the hospital. You've lost the plot.
Psychiatry is the next on the agenda.
Yeah. No way.
I talked to them. I've even shaken hands with them.
You even made love to them, remember?
Yes. I mean, no.
He's a horrible liar.
I describe any character I want, and if I do it well enough, they come to life.
It's almost reminded me of like a Goosebumps episodes where I think everything he writes comes to life.
I can describe any character I want.
You should be put away.
It's like I just describe a character I want to have an affair with, and here she is. Yeah, he grabbed the scissors as soon as she started knocking, so...
Roll the tape into a little ball. I throw it into the fireplace.
Oh my gosh, that's so grim. You're just killing the characters.
Uncreated.
Just burned her alive. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have you committed.
Yes, good luck with that.
I'm sure you would prefer to see Mary, and I've created Mary so many times that she'll be much more available.
I'll just bet she is.
He's like, great, thank you for admitting how many times you cheated on us. Yeah.
Nicely built, blonde hair, fair complexion.
Power's gone right to his head. Yeah.
She's crossing the porch. She's opening the front door.
That's so creepy. Yeah, and she's hiding behind the door. Oh my gosh. Yep, there she is. As they look at each other. He's so pleased with himself. He's like, I brought you to life, Mary.
Good afternoon, Mrs. West.
Dun 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 dun. Mrs. West is like, there's not enough psychiatric therapy in the world to get this crazy.
Well?
She's like, you're still having an affair. You're just using these characters.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Mrs. West.
Do you believe me now?
She's like, I have a lot of questions. So what's going on here?
Brought me just to show her.
Now, please try to understand, Mary. After all, Victoria is my wife.
Not any longer, I'm not.
Oh, yeah. There's no explaining this.
Did I do anything right?
No!
You haven't answered me, Greg.
You don't really believe that I want to
Yes.
Oh, so why else would you bring her to life so many times? And they just won't let her leave this room.
Scream, I promise you I'm going to scream!
What for?
Again?
And just to show that he can make her disappear. Oh, that feels so bad for her.
Sorry, Mary, but what else can I do?
I just got here, Greg.
So, oh, my heart.
That's all you ever say.
Like, yeah, she's a full person, like, made from his imagination, maybe, but yeah.
Don't bring me back again, Greg.
Now, Mary!
Just don't.
She's like, I don't want to be in the middle of this. And even literally she's framed in the middle of between the two of them.
Forgive me, Mary, but she is my wife.
Yeah, obviously Mary was starting to have feelings for him and was like, stop bringing me back. Oh, and there she goes. Oh, I feel bad. It's a cool effect, though, just have her disappear like that in the burst of flames.
I told you. I uncreated her.
The power has gone right to his head. Yeah.
Your diseased mind.
No, Victoria.
Yes, Victoria.
Yeah, like, he clearly demonstrated how it works.
That elephant is standing in my hallway.
Oh, yep, he's using his powers. Now there's gonna be an elephant. Oh my gosh, she's like, anything I say comes to life. Oh, that looks like a real elephant, which makes me sad. I feel bad for the elephant.
Gregory, would you please get that elephant out of my hall?
So casual and calm. She's like, by the way, please remove the elephant. And how did he find out that this was a way to get rid of them, you know? Like, how... I'm really enjoying this episode, though. It's so interesting.
You are stark, staring, raving mad.
And we're just gonna do this again. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's crazy with power.
But believe me, Gregory, the first opportunity I get, I'm going to have you put away. Believe me.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's him or if it's the recorder or like a little bit of both, like why he has this ability. What?
Well, ever since you and I were married,
What is this? Gregory is full of secrets. Not a plane ticket? What's in there?
What is this supposed to mean?
Made her up too, didn't he? Oh, yep, that's her reel. He's gonna throw it in the fire. Oh my gosh, he
shall I
made
put this
himself a
back in the
wife.
safe, or shall I throw it in the fire?
Ever since they were married. Yep. Oh my gosh.
You could have any man in the world that you wanted. Haven't you ever wondered how you happen to get stuck with me?
He's like, 'cause I brought you here and I made you up. Oh my
I
gosh.
think I got so upset when you came back here a while ago. Not because of Mary, but because you came back against my will for the first time.
Oh, interesting. She defied him. Okay.
No, I guess not.
She's starting to make her own choices and he doesn't like that. Okay.
Well, I asked for it. I'll put this back in the safe. I've got...
Gregory,
He's like, I won't make the same mistake twice.
I'd like to know what I think of your childish nonsense.
She's gonna throw it in the fire herself. Oh, bye, Victoria. Oh my gosh.
Greg, I feel so strange.
Yes. You're burning up. Oh, bye, Victoria. You did it to yourself.
You were right.
Oh, and now she's gone.
I told her.
It's like, now I'm gonna have to make it again. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Her name is Mrs. Victoria West.
He's like, do I want to bring her back, though? Like, yes. I wonder how long they've been married, how long he's had that, folder. Is he gonna bring back Mary instead, perhaps? And the fact that she destroys herself.
Is Mary.
Here we go.
She's 30. 5 feet 6 inches tall.
He's just creating the perfect woman that he wants, all the qualities that she could have, her physical appearance.
Inner quality of loveliness that makes a woman truly beautiful.
And what happens when he gets bored of Mary or Mary defies him? He's just gonna keep doing this.
She is in her husband's study, preparing him a drink.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Mary.
To realize that it was, of course, purely fictional. In real life, such ridiculous nonsense could never...
Rod.
He's in the episode. I was waiting for him to show up. Oh my gosh, they're acknowledging him. Usually we just get the next time. Oh, he's gonna have his own envelope too? Oh my god, Rod! That's so cool.
Say such things as nonsense and ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that twist.
Well, that's the way it goes.
So cool. Yeah, he said he was going to make an appearance, so I was waiting for him. Just a figment of Gregory's imagination. So that was my first time watching The Twilight Zone, Season 1, Episode 36. I really liked this episode. I thought it was a fun concept, and I'm glad we got to see Rod Serling on camera in the episode, which is something we haven't had so far. Obviously, he's done, narration and voiceover, and I knew he was a big part in writing these episodes and, producing it and stuff like that behind the scenes. So to see him act in this for a little bit was awesome as well. And he had kind of mentioned it in the previous episode that, he might be involved. And when we found out that Gregory could write characters to life, I thought, oh, he's going to be one of the characters that he writes to life to prove to Victoria that he, has this ability. I thought it would be a quick little cameo, something like that. He would describe Rod would come in, but that he would have like a different character name. I definitely wasn't expecting the end for Rod to be Rod, be himself and interact with the cast. I thought that was really cool, just the way that they have the shot. I thought for a second, oh, did I miss something? Because I could tell we were getting towards the end of the episode, Gregory and Mary are on the couch, and then it cuts over to Rod. So I thought, oh, we're just skipping ahead to, next time on the Twilight Zone stuff. But then to cut back to Gregory being like, Rod, what are you doing? Like, what, you're giving away my secrets, basically. And I was like, what is happening? Pulling out the envelope with his name on it was just like the nail in the coffin. I was like, oh my gosh, how many more envelopes does this guy have in there? Who else's names, is he secretly, what other characters has he brought to life that are just out there wandering around that we have no idea about? A really cool way to end it. And of course, Victoria's name being in there as well was an interesting twist. And I like how he showed the whole process, and the fact that obviously he didn't mention it to Victoria until he, gets the envelope out. And because when we had Mary, it sounded like she knew what was going on, maybe because she had been brought back and, destroyed and brought back so many times, she knew the process, whereas it doesn't sound like Victoria had, once she was created, she had stayed, and we don't know how long she was married or anything like that, but, the fact that he has this safe, since they were married, and she's running around the room, convinced he's cheating on her, and he probably was, but, trying to find the secret trap door, and, she's so suspicious, and the breaking point has kind of become that she's now like defying him and making her own choices, and he told her to go to the movies, and she decides to come back early, which is not something he had like instructed her to do. So I think if it wasn't even Mary, I think soon enough things would have started to unravel, because he obviously wanted someone that was going to do as he asked, and he has this ability to bring these characters to life, and was obviously using that ability to do whatever he wants. And it did remind me a little bit of a Goosebumps episode where we have these kids find this haunted typewriter, lightning strikes this typewriter, and they're able to, anything they write on it comes to life, which made me wonder, is it Gregory who has this ability, or is it the tape recorder or the tape itself, because that seemed to be a big part. That's what's in the envelopes, and that's what he destroys when he wants to get rid of these characters. And the fact that they were human, obviously Victoria had gone out. Maybe she had a car. Maybe she, she was able to function in the regular world, and nobody was any wiser except for Gregory. He's saying like, I can bring these characters to life, and they can get him drinks, and they can, talk and have a conversation. And he does go into quite a bit of detail, when he's describing Mary and like the person he wants her to be, basically. And it also kind of made me think, like, if you could create your perfect partner, what would that look like? And, in an ideal world, if you had that power. And obviously Gregory has done this, I think, a few times. I don't know if Mary was his first iteration of a character that he brought to life, but he definitely knows how to play this game and how to say the right things and give enough details so that it turns out the way that he wants. He's not just saying, oh, I want a 5'6" blonde woman named Mary. He's describing her temperament and her characteristics, and the way she would act with him. Even when we first saw her, she calls him Mr. West, which I was like, is she being just playful and like flirting with him? Because it definitely felt like it was set up that they were in a relationship. And then when we see Victoria from the window, obviously more of the affair storyline comes into place. But I felt like calling him Mr. West always felt strange, because typically that's not how you would address him. But if she's a character that he made, maybe it would be a little bit more formal. And that shot we had where she's got her back to both Victoria and Gregory and literally framed right in the middle between the two of them, because she's obviously coming in the middle of the two of them and causing this riff and in their relationship. And she doesn't even look at them, just says like, don't bring me back anymore. And also like the weirdness of them being conscious of the fact that they're being destroyed and brought back. And it almost made me think of like AI, something like that, like this like intuition that they shouldn't have. It's just, it was very interesting concept for an episode. I really liked it, and I'm sure eventually he'll get bored with Mary and can destroy her at some point and bring back somebody else. And it just made me think of like this whole person that's just created to fit into your life. And even when Victoria was trying to leave the office, he was very much like, no, you can't get out. And I was like, okay, is she actually trapped in here? Like, what's going on? But obviously the majority of the episode takes place in the office. And again, another great episode of, you don't need a huge cast. You don't need 30 different sets. It was just the three of them and Rod for the entire episode. and the guest appearance by the elephant, of course, and this whole idea that he can just create whatever comes to his mind. It's like, I can make a dog, I can make a cat, like I can make whatever you want. And he doesn't want to get locked up. He doesn't want Victoria to get out there so that she can call whoever and get him taken away. He enjoys this power, obviously. He likes having this ability to do whatever he wants with it. And even the reveal to Victoria, she ends up destroying herself because she doesn't believe it. She doesn't think it's possible, even though she saw Mary, the same thing happen, but she's still convinced that she's a real person and like this would have no effect on her. And to hear her respond to it was also very sad, because she's like, what's happening? Like, she just didn't feel well. And, the envelope is basically her DNA. Like, that tape is her DNA in a weird way to look at it. I don't think Gregory himself would have been able to go through with it and destroy it. I think he's trying to show her the power that he has over her, basically, and be like, look, this envelope, is your whole life and I can destroy it. But again, I don't think he was going to. And then when he gets on the tape recorder and starts to, bring her back, he realizes, what, maybe let's not. It does sound like if she came back, their conversation would just continue. Like, it wasn't a reset and now she's gonna be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Like, she would come back and just continue the conversation, and same with Mary. When she came back, she's like, why am I here? She doesn't have to do this reintroduction all over again. She knows who Victoria is. And maybe that's just adding to the story, or maybe he'd have to say like erase her memory or something like that as he's creating her. I don't know. But yeah, I think he wasn't sad to see her go, but didn't want to be the one to do it. And yeah, it just felt also a bit callous the way he could just throw away these characters. Like, yeah, how many times has he brought Mary back? What other characters have been involved? But yeah, a really cool episode. I really enjoyed it. Great to see Rod in this as himself. A writer writing about a writer. Also very cool. It also reminded me a little bit of, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, if you've seen that movie, and just kind of the dynamic between the couple and kind of, this bickering and, trying to one-up each other, and he keeps flattering her and, she keeps flattering him, but it also seems like in a fake kind of way, like, oh, you're such an important person, you're such a good playwright, like, it doesn't seem genuine. And I think his compliments towards her are more to, like, get her to, not be so upset and try and calm her down a little bit, because she's instantly like, I need to call the asylum, you've lost the plot, you're insane. But yeah, overall a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. So we didn't have a next time on the Twilight Zone, so I have no idea what the next episode is about. I liked the practical effects of just having them disappear. We've seen that in a few episodes as well. And yeah, very curious to see where we're going to go in the next episode. And of course, the performances, as always, were so good. And the actress who played Victoria, you could feel the anger and just everything on her face. She had so much emotions in this episode and really well done. So yeah, very curious to see where we're going to go in the next episode. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. She obviously saw from the window, like she knows something's going on. What are you doing with the scissors? She's fully convinced. She's not hiding it at all. She's like, where's your mistress? Is he saying this character came to life? Oh my gosh, that's so grim. You're just killing the characters. Oh, that looks like a real elephant, which makes me sad. He's like, 'cause I brought you here and I made you up. Oh my gosh.